I'm Cody Anderson, one of the pastors here at Parker United Methodist Church. This last Sunday, we began the season of Advent, this season of anxiously waiting for what? Waiting for the Messiah, waiting for Christmas, waiting for God to show up in unexpected ways. That is what this season of Advent is all about, this season of waiting. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not really the best at waiting. It's hard to wait for something. I remember as a little kid during this season, how hard it was to wait until Christmas. That's why Advent calendars are so popular, is because it gives kids that daily reflection of when Christmas is and how many days away it is. We just can't wait, right? Can't wait to delve into those tantalizing gifts that are under the tree. We can't wait to be able to have some time off of school or time off of work. We can't wait till family gathers around. We can't wait for the magic of Christmas. But what if we missed it? What if we completely missed it? I used to have these dreams when I was a kid, and even now as an adult, where I wake up in a panic because I feel like I've forgotten something or I've missed out on this thing that I was waiting for. Sometimes it has to do with worship, right? I feel like I'm preaching this Sunday and oh my gosh, I missed getting into the sanctuary in time. I missed out on being able to be up there and just share everything I was going to share. Or I missed out on my niece's birthday party. That was one of the nightmares that I had. What about you? Have you ever had a dream where you've missed out on something? Well, for Advent, we're doing this study by Rachel Billups. This is the book, An Unlikely Advent, Extraordinary People of the Christmas Story. And her first chapter, she starts off talking about what if I missed it, talking about Christmas. And she reflects on Elizabeth and Zachariah and the ways in which they almost missed the miracle because they doubted that God could do something so huge, so above what they expected, that they almost missed out on it completely. And it makes us reflect on that as well. What if we're missing out because we aren't expecting God to show up in a new way, in an extraordinary way, that God will be faithful in those promises that feels like they never will come to pass? What if we missed out? And the book invites us to let this season be a season of dreaming of possibilities, of being open to the extraordinary around us, to have our eyes, our ears, our hearts open to what God might be doing that goes beyond all expectations, that truly is extraordinary. So as I was reading this chapter, reflecting on what if I missed it, I started thinking about the people who we know who might miss it. Like, who are we missing in this space? Who are we missing here in our church? Who are we missing in our lives that are going through something really hard, or they feel alone, or they're questioning, or they're doubting, and we are completely missing the opportunity to be able to enter in and to share God's love and hope with them? So this Sunday is Messiah Sunday. We know that this is one of the biggest attended Sundays that we have. It's a time where we open it up, our church up to the whole community, and they know that every year Parker United Methodist Church is going to host this performance of Handel's Messiah. It became a tradition in this community, one that we continue to lead with every Advent season. And so we know that there are going to be people in this sanctuary who we probably won't see again until next year for the same performance. What opportunities does that present for us? How might we be open in a new way on Sunday to seeing those guests who are around us, to inviting them to sit down and have coffee and donuts afterwards, to getting to know their name and getting to know a little bit about their story? What are our opportunities this Sunday for people who are coming into this space that might really need to hear a good word of hope and love? And what if we miss out on that? What if we miss out on that opportunity because we are so focused on being in worship with the people who we love to see every Sunday, and we forget to look around at those who are new? What if we miss out on what God is calling us to do this Sunday because we are too focused on doing things the way that we always do them when we come into this space? You see, Advent is a season where God gives us opportunities to be able to welcome people in new ways, to connect with people who are searching and seeking, to connect with people who might only come once a year, but God bless that moment that we might be able to enter in and share God's love and grace with them that will carry them throughout the year, and maybe might make a difference and make them come back a couple of times before then. What are we missing out on during this season? So I was meeting with a couple of our new people who are here at the church. They've been here for about a year and a half, 2 years. And it's something that I've heard several different times from other new people, is that they love coming to this church, that they felt welcome when they entered the doors, but now that they've become a little bit more regular, it seems like people don't see them. People don't notice them. They can tell the people who've been here for years and years and years because they have their tables out on Sunday mornings that they sit at, but nobody says hi to them. Nobody asks them their name. Nobody tries to get to know them. So they've made relationships with all the other new people, but they really wish that they would be able to meet some of those people who've been here for years and years and years. They feel like they're missing out on that part of the community. We know that our congregation has changed in huge ways over the last couple of years. And we lament and we grieve for those who we miss seeing here. And we get excited to see those who we love, who we haven't seen for a long time. But what if we're missing out? What if we're missing out on the people that God is bringing into this space? What if we're missing out on new relationships that will bring us hope, that will help us to live out our mission together, that will help remind us of who we are in this new space? What if we are missing out on an opportunity to get to know people and their gifts and talents and be able to bond with them in new ways? You see, there's so many ways that we can miss out because we get so focused on the ordinary parts of our lives and the ways that feel comfortable to us and the ways that always things always happen. But yet God is a God of extraordinary miracles, of showing up in places that we never expected. Just think about this Advent season and what the people who were promised a Messiah were expecting, right? They were expecting a king, royalty, someone to come in and to shake things up, to overturn the government. But they weren't expecting God to come as a little baby. Might not seem extraordinary, but it was extraordinary for the way in which people were expecting. And they almost missed it. Some of them did, because they were expecting things to be a certain way. And God said, no. God said, I'm a God of extraordinary, and we're going to do things a different way. A way that brings more life, more love, more hope into the world than you could ever ask or imagine. So during this season, let's reflect on how we might be missing out on opportunities in our own lives to see God at work, missing out on opportunities for us to be able to live out our calling, missing out on opportunities to connect with others who really need to know about God's love and grace. And let's also reflect on who we might be missing. Who are the people in our lives, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, who we don't see who we are missing out on an opportunity to be able to get to know them, to be in relationship with them, and to share the goodness of God's love and grace. I've been telling this to a lot of our teenage parents that, I get to see our teenagers 1 or 2 hours a week, but they get to see them way more hours during the week, right? Because they live with them. And their job is to actually bring their children up in the faith. Our job is to help equip them, but it is their job. Well, it's the same for the church. We work here in the church and we provide those ministry opportunities, but it is your job to reach out into the communities that you are a part of, the communities that you know, and to be the ministers in those places that share God's love and grace and hope and bring an invitation to come back into this space. Let's not miss out on the ways that God wants to work in new ways in our lives. And let's not miss out on the people who are around us. But maybe next year we can go, you know what, as we look around, we're not missing some of those people that we thought we would at this time. Let's be a people who look out into the world, who invite people into God's love and grace and hope. Let's be a people who expect the extraordinary things that God is already doing in our midst. We just might be missing out on them in this moment. Can't wait to see you on Sunday for Messiah. Hey, bring friends, invite. That is a way in which we can extend God's love and grace to others.